How's everybody doing here tonight in the Westport Saloon? Good goddamn it, it's a pleasure to be here. It's a pleasure to be seen anywhere at all, truly, but particularly in a room with a bunch of people that I already know and love, and a bunch of people that I don't know yet, but I could love, given the opportunity in a couple of hours. So thank you so much for having me. My name is Willi Carlisle, and I'm a folk singer from Arkansas. Give one up for Grifters and Shills right here, the tightest punk rock band out of Texas. Good goddamn. And I cannot wait to see Rock Bottom String Band later. We have a whole evening of music here. If you're just here to see my ass, you fucked up. So go back, go outside and come in again, and then it'll be great. Okay, very fine. It's a great pleasure to be back here in Kansas City. We're going to do some songs. We're going to do some ones that I wrote. We're going to do some traditional songs. Most important to me is that if you know any of the words, you feel free to sing along. If you are a quiet singer, then feel free to sing loud. And if you're an extremely loud singer that takes up like most of the space in the room, like my ass, well, then try to sing a little quietly, just for the sake of everybody else, okay? We're going to start off with a traveling song I write a verse of as a very special Kansas City verse that you'll pick up on. After 20 damn years, I can say I never thought it'd turn out this way. Stumble and a stutter, stutter and a cry, ain't gonna figure out a reason why. Song hurts my throat and the banjo cuts my side. Hear the road crying out through the railroad ties. Road crying out through the railroad ties. They're singing, well, love, your light don't show down by the truck stop highway glow. Lord knows where I'll go when the road cries out what the rocks don't know. Road cries out what the rocks don't know. Well, all my friends in Arkansas, all alone in Maine, 6 to 1 1/2 dozens the same. Back base sailing across the Great Divide, say Mississippi deep, say Rappahannock wide. Angels' wings on a Walmart sign. Angels' wings on a Walmart sign. And I mean that ironically, because when you live in a van, you often end up sleeping in Walmart parking lots. And we should like do progressive taxation on corporations. There's no such thing as angels' wings on a Walmart sign at all. I told him, well, love, your light don't show. That's down by the truck stop highway glow. Lord knows where I'll go when the road cries out what the rocks don't know. Road cries out what the rocks don't know. Well, Kansas City Rib Shack, baby, you're mine. Give me the pig and the cow and the swine. Between the 18th Street and Vine, oh, damn, I found Jesus in a barbecue line. Damn, I found Jesus in a barbecue line. And I told him, well, love, your light don't show down by the truck stop highway glow. Lord knows where I'll go when the road cries out what the rocks don't know. Road cries out what the rocks don't know. Well, all I want is sex and old-time religion, 6-piece and a biscuit, a Popeye's fried chicken, put tamales in my coffin, dig my grave with a fork. I love to eat and I refuse to work. I love to eat and I refuse to work. Tell them, well, love, your light don't show. That's down by the truck stop highway glow. Lord knows where I'll go when the road cries out what the rocks don't know. I'd like to see the world in living color. One color's just the absence of the other. To get the whole spectrum of horror and elation, call good time numbers at a Conoco station. Good time numbers at a Conoco station. You can get my number over at the merch booth later and tell them, well, love, your light don't show. That's down by the truck stop highway glow. Lord knows where I'll go when the road cries out what the rocks don't know. Road cries out what the rocks don't know. Good to be back in Kansas City. My last show before COVID happened, before all that shit happened, the unspeakable thing that happened was right here on the Westport Saloon stage. It doesn't feel like closure because I'm going to be pissed off until the day I die at the way that the most developed country in the world handled a public health crisis. But, you know, 2020, never forget. Is that working for you? Okay, good. All right. So I'm going to bring my buddy up here. This is John Lane up here to my right, your left. He's going to be joining me tonight. He's going to play some whip-ass fiddle, but right now he's going to play some get fiddle, as we like to call it in the Ozarks. Make sure I'm out of tune. Whoa! That was free. Give you that signal for a second. We're doing okay. All right. Very fine. Well, friends, I'm a folk singer, so I do have to sing folk songs. But I tell you, occasionally I notice a gap in the American experience that I want to write a folk song about. So I noticed that there were no pansexual love ballads written in the style of Uncle Dave Macon. So I've been trying to change that for a few years now. So here it is. This is called "Your Heart Is a Big Tent." You got to let everybody in. God damn it. I reserve the right to change that title at a later date, given that it is a little verbose, but you'll find that I'm a loquacious motherfucker. Anyhow, this is about loving everybody and the attendant perils of that. 1, 2, 3, and... This morning a miracle happened as promised, the rising of the world's closest star. And the almanacs warned us that the fast-coming weather might blow us away like dandelion flowers. And if I had a nickel for every time I've taken shelter from the storm alone and naked in my bed sheets, I could pay off all these loans, buy some nicer clothes, find a job, oh, that didn't always scare me. But I've been trying not to think before my third cup of coffee how the heart's a big tent. You gotta let everybody in. Doesn't matter who they are, if they do right or where they've been. Everybody gets in. Yes, I think I know a secret, still not really sure. Somewhere between I'm living and I believe I can fly. Woo! Yeah, what's up? I saw the devil in a used bookstore. He was ripping up and spitting on Catcher in the Rye. And I'm coming to myself like a man finding religion. Am I baptized, drowned, or washed in the blood? If life's an open field, I'd like to plant a garden and get ready for the fire and the flood. I need a theory of all love, like the heart's a big tent. You gotta let everybody in. Doesn't matter who they are, if they do right or where they've been. Everybody gets in. My conclusion's not a great one. I'm gonna leave that to you smarter ones. The soul is an idiot. It does not care why. Yes, whatever you do with it, the gift's a pretty simple one. To sing until you love yourself and love until you die. Yes, I've seen the trees like pillars full of blood, chlorophyllc laughing, swaying in their glory. I seen the sparrows in the air, a light on branches there, and there's no way that they're afraid of being 30. If I can't live clean, then I'd better love dirty, 'cause the heart's a big tent. You gotta let everybody in. Doesn't matter who they are, if they do right or where they've been. Everybody gets in. Oh, this morning a miracle happened as promised, the rising of the world's closest star. Hey, thank you very much. There it is. Okay. How many of you lost your job at one point or another in your life? Lost your job? I've never had a job, so I've never been able to lose one. I've never worked hard enough to consider myself employed. But one of the people, over the pandemic, I started talking to people, and because I'm in showbiz, I got a lot of friends in different weird walks of life, and one of my favorite walks of life of people to talk to is clowns. You know, you end up in entertainment, you end up hanging out with clowns, right? I fucking love clowns. I think they get a bad rap. Because I guarantee you, after entertaining children for about 10 hours a day, you have a lot of drugs in your pocket, and you're an interesting contortionist, and you're a cool cat. You know a lot of dirty jokes you're not allowed to tell around the kids. You're a chill hang, as I believe what Gen Z calls it, the Zoomers or whatever we're calling them. I think that's so. So I don't understand why clowns get a bad rap. The people that I don't like when I'm on the run, on the road, I guess I should call it. That was a true accident, but I do have a warrant out in Fayetteville, Arkansas, right now. There's under an ounce of marijuana. Anyways, sorry. It's fucking draconian. People have been smoking ditch weed in Arkansas forever, and I'm under arrest. Give me a break, officer. Anyways, pulled me over sober as a stone judge. And so I don't trust, the people that I don't trust when I'm on the run is magicians. Because I've never met a magician that wouldn't try to fleece you out of $20 in a bar. Truly. But over COVID, I did realize that a bunch of these magicians had lost their livelihood entirely, that their craft did not fit well in the TikTok generation because their particular variety of trickery doesn't translate well to a tiny screen because they need their whole body to get that $20 off you. So I wanted to write a song for those nice folks. This is from my friend Cody Clark, who lives out in Tulsa. This is kind of his story. It's called Tulsa's Last Magician. Well, Tulsa's last magician got his start at 4, pulled a quarter from his own ear and spun it on the floor. Said there's no good tricks but old ones, and lying ain't that hard. So he saved up all his quarters and he bought a deck of cards. And he learned ragtime piano, though his teacher thought him slow. Got a black belt in karate from a pawn shop video. And he'd practice all his worst mistakes in a dirty bathroom mirror. And when his parents drank, he learned to disappear. And the classmates thought him funny and good at sleight of hand, but he had this grand finale they refused to understand. Oh, it's hard to tell the whole truth of a family sawed in half. And that's why Tulsa's last magician left his home so fast. Yeah, down and out in Reno, gone broke in Santa Fe, turning tricks on Los Sueñeros out in California. Well, they pushed him up against a wall, said, buddy, get a grip. So he learned to set himself on fire on the Las Vegas Strip. And he wandered down to Tampa, blew everybody's mind, 'cause the crowd was cheap and easy there on beer and blowing wine. Said, I wonder where my dollar went, had the flower bloom so fast. He said, I can't reveal my secret, though they rarely failed to ask. Yeah, the crowd all thought him funny and good at sleight of hand, but he had this grand finale they refused to understand. They demanded explanation when the card pulled was their own. And that's why Tulsa's last magician lost his faith and headed home. Said he'd learn computers like his second foster dad, free range all the rabbits that were living in his hat. His investments all went swimmingly, had to cash on hidden strings. His promotions were a certainty, he could make the numbers sing. Now time and space is easy, for magic to control. Still it was 40 years of working before he noticed he was old. Now his great escape and act is just untying both his shoes. And most days he's in his easy chair yelling at the news. And the weatherman is funny and talking with his hands, but black clouds are coming in and no one understands that somebody's true religion's always someone else's joke. And that's why Tulsa's last magician kind of just went up in smoke. So friend, if you're the kind that thinks no one quite gets quite who you are, like you're a cobbler or a mechanic in this age of flying cars, if you think that you see right behind what's right before our eyes, you might be a small town's last magician in disguise. And we need you to be funny. Please be good at sleight of hand, because there's a grand finale we can't hope to understand. And there's a 1 in 52 chance it's real magic and it's true. Oh, won't you please help us believe in you? Thank you very much, friends. Thank you. That's brand spanking new. Some of you have heard that song twice, but that's because you're gluttons for punishment and you drove out from Colorado. And I'm delighted that you did. I really am. It is great that this is like a big family reunion. I wish it was on better terms. I like that. We'll laugh more than we cry. All right. We're going to do another traveling song. This is my other song about drugs. I ended up talking about drugs last time, but I don't want to give the impression that I'm a real drug user. I'm strictly an amateur. I tried to go pro in college for a minute. I didn't have the lungs for it. I'm a strictly recreational drug user, but this is about doing too much of a baby powder-like substance outside of a punk house in Southern Illinois, picking up your Nokia flip phone because it's 2007 and calling your mother on the phone and telling her you do not want to be a musician anymore. This one goes out to my mom. I'm sorry. Still sorry. Thank you for bailing me out. It's called Cheap Cocaine. You ready? 8 miles out of Galesburg, I'm staring at the rain. 8 ball left of the cheap cocaine. Looking at the sunlight, light through the pines. Couldn't tell you what it is, it's always been mine. Now that I'm gone, I think of the man with a meth pipe clutched in his bone-thin hand. Said, hey brother, I hope you get straight. I know I won't meet him at the pearly gates. I sing, hey mama, I've been staring at the rain. A little heartbreak, a little soul pain, up all night on the cheap cocaine, trying to make it better, but it's always the same. Well, I made a few new friends in a Rockford bar. I told them all lies. I said I was in charge of the after party where the girls would be loose. I partied with the metalheads with gin and juice. Hungover as hell, I slept in shit on the lawn. I'm tired of 20-somethings and their punk rock songs. Wake up in the morning, stumble towards the dawn, saying, how you doing, boy? It's been too long, saying, how you doing, boy? It's been too long, and sing, hey, mama, I've been staring at the rain, a little heartbreak, a little soul pain, up all night on the cheap cocaine, trying to make it better when it's always the same. On the streets of Chicago with sidekick Sally, I was hitting up the bars on Viagra Alley, where the men pick up women not half their age. All I had for them was my tears and my rage. I thought it was a fight. I went for my knife, and the man shook my hand with his kids and his wife, and I was so ashamed I hung back and cried. Leave all that to St. Peter. Wait till I die, leave all that to St. Peter. Wait till I die, and sing, hey, mama, I've been staring at the rain, a little heartbreak, a little soul pain, up all night on the cheap cocaine, trying to make it better when it's always the same. I've been up all night staring at the sky. I'm so lonely, but I couldn't tell you. I wouldn't want to tell you why. Rock bottom string band, is there any chance a man can bum an acoustic guitar? Anybody have an acoustic guitar I could borrow? What's that? I can change it. I got a string. There you go. How long will it take you? 30 seconds, he says. The man Jonathan Lane says he can change a guitar string in 30 seconds. We could all start counting. We could all start counting. But I tell you what, better yet is let's do a solo ballad here. What's up? John, what's up? What's up? Okay, all right, we're gonna do a ballad here. I'm gonna do something acapulco just because we broke a little string there. Now we can improvise, and this is fun. Let's see. Do you want Tearjerker or Stupid Cowboy? Okay, I heard Tearjerker from the front row, so we'll do that for the folks in front. You'll get Stupid Cowboy all night, okay? All right, we'll do Tearjerker for a second. All right, here we go. So, okay, this is one of those Vietnam protest era ballads, so can be a hard one to listen to, and I don't want you to ascribe it to any patriotic feelings that you may be having today. In fact, it's not a very patriotic song. This is called The Ballad of Penny Evans. This was written by Steve Goodman in the 1970s, based it off of an old Scottish air, which I think is pretty badass, that it went all the way across the Atlantic, this melody, and then somebody changed it to fit their own times. And I think that folk music can be a really excellent way for us to, like, excavate old gardens and, like, build beautiful things from, take a bunch of ashes and conglomerate it together, making these beautiful diamonds like I got here. So this is one of them. This is Ballad of Penny Evans. Well, my name is Penny Evans, and my age is 21. And I'm a widow of the war that's being fought in Vietnam. And I have 2 infant daughters, oh, I do the best I can. Well, they say the war is over, but I think it just began. I remember I was 17 when first I met young Bill. At his father's grand piano we played good old Heart and Soul. And I only knew the left-hand part, oh, and he the right so well. He's the only boy I've slept with, he's the only one I will. And we were married on a Tuesday, and we had us 2 good years. It was that our first daughters came with happiness and cheer. It was then the draft notice came and we parted without tears. But 6 months later now this letter comes confirming all my fears. And now it's every month I get a check from an army bureaucrat. Oh, it's every month I tear it up and send the damn thing back. Do they think that I can be bought off? Do they think I'll fall for that? I don't want their bloody money. It won't bring my Billy back. And I've never cared for politics, speeches I can't understand. Likewise, never take no charity from any living man. But it's 50,000 Billies dead in that unhappy land. And that makes 50,000 heart-and souls being played with just one hand. And my name is Penny Evans, and my age is 21. And I'm a widow of the war that's being fought in Vietnam. And I have 2 infant daughters. Oh, I'm glad I have no sons. When they tell me war is over, well, I think it's just begun. There it is. Thank you. Hey, what do you know? For John Lane fixing a guitar in exactly 30 seconds. Okay, that felt really good. That felt really good. But to bring us a little closer together, would it be all right to do a sing-along right now? Okay, I'm absolutely calling an audible. I just feel like that was one of those experiences that I want to sing with a group of people afterwards for me. They'll keep stretching, you know. Yeah. Wow. Okay, I didn't write. How many of you really, and I'm doing a lot of public polls here, but I like to do it. So, you know, respond. It's compulsory that you respond, right? How many of you really fucked up and didn't grow at all during your quarantine times? I didn't grow at all. I did a horrible job. I didn't write any songs. I didn't book any gigs. I didn't have any fun. I didn't do anything good or worthwhile in the world. Drove everybody crazy. So I did write this one song, and it was just me trying to get all of my stupid thoughts out, and I've been sharing it with people because it feels really good to me. And it has a sing-alongular component. So I'll warn you, I hope that we have the conjoined non-gender specific cojones to do it. If you're afraid, that's okay. Just sort of fight through it. If it feels stupid, I promise it will feel good at the end. And if it doesn't, I'll eat my hat. So here's the sing-alongular component. Here's how it goes, okay? I won't be afraid anymore. I won't be afraid anymore. Lord knows I've done some dumb shit and I plan to do some more, but I won't be afraid anymore. I won't be afraid anymore. Lord knows I've done some dumb shit and I plan to do some more, but I won't be afraid anymore. Okay, we're ready to try it together. It'll feel good, I promise. Here we go. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I won't be afraid anymore. It's good, good. Bring everybody. I won't be afraid anymore. Yes. Lord knows I've done some dumb shit and I plan to do some more, but I won't be afraid anymore. I think you've got it. If you're not doing it yet, we'll see if we can get you by the end. If we don't get you, that's okay. We'll get you later. Somebody will get you before the end of the night, I hope. I'm gonna dance the way my grandma wanted. I'm gonna twist and shout and get down on it. Twist and shout and get down on it. Show you punks how much you want it. Dance like someone's proud of me. And then I'll get up early and haul ass. I'm gonna get to work before the bosses ask. Get up early and haul ass. Hope they don't background check my checkered past. I'll haul ass to heaven when it's over. Here's our part. I won't be afraid anymore. I won't be afraid anymore. Lord knows I've done some dumb shit and I plan to do some more, but I won't be afraid anymore when I die. I will stand in line and I'll be counted, and you can sort me among the ones that doubted. As for the saved, I wish you well. I'm all right to go to hell. Seems like the city on the hill is getting crowded, but I won't be afraid anymore. I won't be afraid anymore. Lord knows I've done some dumb shit and I plan to do some more, but I won't be afraid anymore. I'm gonna clear the beer cans from the coffee table. I'm gonna clean the ashtray on my coffee table. I'm gonna do a third thing, I'm sure I'm able. I will say one nice thing before noon, before one, before two, before three, before four. And I'm gonna love however I will please. I'm gonna kiss my friends upon the cheek, and kiss my friends upon the cheek. Repeat till I believe that I will never be ashamed of how I love. And I won't be afraid anymore. Get it if you want it. I won't be afraid anymore. Lord knows I've done some dumb shit and I plan to do some more, but I won't be afraid anymore. Lord knows I've done some dumb shit and I plan to do some more, but I won't be afraid anymore. Thank you for singing with me. You guys are powerful. That's great. I love it. Feels really good, right? Did any of you start that being like, this is really stupid, and by the end you're like, I feel a little bit better? At least I feel that way every time I start it, because I start by telling you, look, guys, this is a really stupid song. It's not a tactic. I do believe it's stupid. But doing stupid things together is how you make all of your friends. Seriously. At least it's how I made all these friends here. I don't know how other people do it. I don't know how normal people do it. All right, we're going to do a sad love song. I'm not angry about love anymore, but I have been in the past. Oh, this is for a girl I knew once. She knows what she did. It's called Singing Knives. You ready? To live without love is a knife in every direction. When you touched me that night, I saw lights and cold steel reflections. Tell me what's the point of living and feeling so loveless? Nothing helps me hold a job down, darling. I think I'm hopeless. 'Cause I don't care to work on a Sunday. I drug gravel for miles across some site. And don't tell me some loves take a back road to town. You know I like to drive all night. And with Jack or Jim or me or him, you used to spike your iced tea. I used to show up late and stoned, just praying you'd forgive me. Now I clean up all right. It's not like you'd ever notice. But nothing helps me hold a job down, darling. I think I broke this. 'Cause I worked at the foundry for 6 months, and I dated your friends, they're all dumb punks. And the flowers in bloom and your cheap perfume, I thought it was too nice to mean much. Well, a poor boy finding you was like buying a lottery ticket. When you said I couldn't hold you, I told you we ought to forget it. Now I don't care to be happy, just don't want to let you down. I swear I don't give a shit, no, I spit when I pass your hometown. 'Cause I done waltzed at your sister's wedding, and I'd have shook your father's right hand. But a few scented candles and pictures on mantles, they don't fix an angry young man. And it cuts to the bone, there's a stone in my throat to sing it, that I carved out a home of my own with no one's forgiveness. When I close my eyes, I don't try, but I still see you naked. And that all was so raw that I thought that we could still make it. So much. All right, friends, we have entered the accordion apportionment of our evening here. Now, I don't want you to get confused. I started playing the accordion because I got tired of people making fun of me for playing the banjo all the time. I don't play it because it's cool. I play it because it's not. We're going to get right to it, too. We're going to do a whip-ass little Mexican polka called La Chicharronera, which roughly translated means the woman who fries pork skins. Now, you might ask, why is a tall glass of extremely white milk up here playing an old Mexican folk ballad, or folk polka up here? And it's on account of my German ancestors brought accordions down to Texas and proceeded to forget about the music on account of a couple of world wars. And it turns out the most whip-ass accordion music out there today just happens to be Tejano and Conjunto music, which needs to be included in the American folk canon. You ready?
Nope.
Nope.
All right, let's try it.
Goes differently every time we do it. All right, that was originally written by a whip-ass folk singer named Narcisco Martinez. They called him the Hurricane of the Valley. He played it even faster than that. Really great pioneer of Tex-Mex accordion music. We're going to do another accordion tune. This one is Redova. Mom always said you can't play a polquita if you don't follow it up with a Redova, you know what I mean? Anyhow, this is a traditional old cowboy song I learned from my cowboy songs mentor named Steve Cormier. I'm not a real cowboy, if you can tell, but I do like to play dress up, and I have been lucky to know some honest ropers and stuff like that. This is called Toro Pasa en este mundo. And this tells a story. This is a story about, has a foot in 3 different centuries, right? So it was taught to me by a guy who wrote it, to set it to music in the 1970s. And it was originally written down based off of an interview that was written in the 1930s in the WPA. And that story was told by a guy that was born in the 19th century in the 1890s. And he told a bunch of stories about how his water rights were taken away by these big water companies in New Mexico that would come up and buy up all the territory and then sell it back to the indigenous population at an exorbitant price, which is pretty much what Nestle is doing around the world today. Well, this is an old story. This is called Toro Pasa en este mundo. When I was a niño in Agua Fria, we had all the water we need, and the willows grew on the Rio, all the way down to Santa Fe. I tended my padre's cattle all the way to the arroyo long ago. For a month I slept on the saddle, my hair like a wild buffalo. El Indio Antonio Dominguez played soft, sweet, and low for the dancers from all of the ranches. Todo pasa en este mundo. When the mills were turning, when everyone brought in their cane, and the pacifiers were burning, and children played among the beams. Those were the best of the good times, all memories my spirit must uphold. As the cane boiled out, we danced about, and marvelous stories got told. El Indio Antonio Dominguez played soft, sweet, and low for the dancers from all of the ranches. Todo pasa en este mundo. When I was young, we had all the water we'd need. Now the water companies, they take it away. And now we grow our corn in our fields just by the grace of God's green. And I know God knows what He's doing, that everything must come and it must go. I'll live and I'll die under this same sky. Todo pasa en este mundo. Y el Indio Antonio Dominguez played soft, sweet, and low for the dancers from all of the ranches. Todo pasa en este mundo. Todo pasa en este mundo. Todo pasa en este mundo. Thank you. Thank you. That begins and concludes the cowboy portion of the programming. Everything else will be only about feelings. All right, I know that there's some people out here that have lived in a van before, yes? If you've lived in a van, yeah, like I said, they're doing a poll. So, look, I've been fashionably homeless, right? In this career, it's supposed to look cool. That that you don't necessarily have any place to go at the end of the night. It also means that you're always open to be taken home by just about any stranger that comes up and tries to take you home. It's a fundamentally winning position for a folk singer. But I do find it distressing that late capitalism has found a way to make a homelessness crisis where in every major American city there's a tent city and a van city and a bunch of people housing insecure and having to live like 7 people to a shitty apartment and turn that into like an Instagrammable phenomenon. And I also find it funny that I have to pour bottles of pee out the window every now and again. But I want to write a song about the specificities of that experience. And if it ain't je ne sais quoi, friends, I don't know what is. It must be, I say, the van life. 1, 2, 3. Yeah! Well, I quit my job, making minimum wage. I look fairly well twice, and act half my age. I'm looking for somewhere that can handle the rage of a young man on the run. With rarely paid taxes and shitty insurance and a glove box full of summons and warrants, I finally tuned to wish things were that weren't. You could say I was looking for fun. So I bought an 01 red Dodge Ram, bought 2 pints of whiskey and a 30 of hams. Now I'm peeing in bottles and eating from cans. But you can't call me homeless, friends, 'cause I live in a van. They call it van life. I've been told this. It's a fine life. I've been sold this. It's a fine line between having to and choosing it. Let's roll up. Let's blow this. Well, the 7-Eleven's a sure belly ache, so I subsist upon a mere wake and bake. Talladega to Chicago's lake, I'll be your yodeling country queero. And all the girls from Chickamauga to Passamaquoddy speak enviously of my van's rusty body. This old thing might just be a Bugatti, the way I get it from 60 to 0. I'm 60 miles of Fargo on a northern track. I'm burning rubber, no looking back. Pushing that thing like a maniac, I get tipped out like a stripper. In singles and crack. Ooh, I wish Uncle Joe would go ahead and fund Amtrak instead of running it through a divided Congress because, travel is a public utility after all. Instead, it's the van life. I've been told this. It's a fine life. I've been sold this. It's a fine line between having to and choosing it. Let's roll up. Let's blow this. Well, the south of St. Louis can be a little gritty. It's a far cry from Seattle's tent cities. All in all, life's pretty from the Starship Enterprise. Still a guy with a house and a big old lawn thinks his block's too good for me to park on. Bangs on my door with a letter that tells about 1,000 ways he can make my life hell. And he's worse than the guy who put a brick through my glass and robbed me blind and siphoned the gas. At least I know that guy needed it bad. Oh, I wish that old boy well. In the meantime, a cop is banging on my door, telling me I can't park here no more. What do you do, friends? What do you say? You gotta rev up the engine and drive away. Chalk it up to the van life. I've been told this. It's a fine life. I've been sold this. It's a fine line between having to and choosing it. Let's roll up. Let's blow this. Yeah, it's a sexy kind of lifestyle for certain folks. Fractal highways, friends like smoke. All goes up and you end up alone. It's like the internet is your real home. Call of the wild, call of the road. The endless search for a clean commode. I'm a trucker of emotional payloads backed up on guitar. Yeah, I'm a public park patron. I'm a library sleuth. I'm a thrift store grifter of Western suits. Ringing out 3 chords and the truth like a wash rag on a bar. Every time I'm feeling down on my luck, think I might trade it in for a couple of bucks, I hear some guy like Elon Musk talk about how we're all gonna get our very own Cybertruck. I thank God life must be easy when you're one of these dang millionaire/billionaire/make over a couple $100,000 a year and against progressive taxation gentlemen. And I'm pretty sure that I prefer the van life. I've been told this, it's a fine life. I've been sold this. It's a fine line between having to and choosing it. Let's roll it up, let's smoke her down. It's a big rig, new town, same old night the whole world over, whole world over. I'm sitting sad and wondering why meritocracy's a lie. Oh, let's blow this. There it is. Thank you. Okay, we're going to do 3 more, all right? And I do not love telling you how many more, because then you'll be counting it down. But what I want you to know is that we're going to do a progression here. So we're going to do a real sad one, and then we're going to do a really stupid one, and then we're going to do one that's going to feel really good all together, and then Rock Bottom String Band's going to come up here, and everybody's going to get drunk and talk to somebody that they're afraid of. Okay? All right, that's the plan for the rest of the night. That sound good? All right. We've done a bunch about love. We're going to do one about death. Now, we like to put. I'm always confused when people put skulls on themselves, like skull tattoos and stuff like that. Like, I always want to ask, like, what is it about death that you're not afraid of, that you're willing to emblazon it on your corporeal form? I don't really get it. You're braver than I am. I don't want to invite it like that. Well, so I wrote this song for my brother. My brother was, well, he was going through some hard times, and your trigger warning here is that he was thinking about ending his life. And he's all right now. But when he was going through the hard times, I did the dumbest thing that you can do to somebody that's going through hard times, which is I said, man, it's going to be all right. It'll be okay. Just chill out. You know, relax. Watch a movie or something. And I felt like that was the dumbest thing. I've regretted it for years. So I wanted to write a song. I want to write a song that was everything I wish I'd said instead of that. And if you're going through anything, or if you know somebody that is, this sounds so stupid, but the 1-800-suicide hotline number is actually awesome. They make you listen to about 5 seconds of like waiting room music, and then you get a trained professional on the phone. It's badass. Do it. Seriously. Don't waste their time. But if you're not wasting their time, give them a call. It's called The Grand Design. All I asked of you is your better years. All I know how to do is waste them. We'll philosophize on the grand design and mourn all of creation. Rejoice, 'cause we're sorry and we tried. I'll rejoice if you're more than just alive. Now let the gods that give the world its sins, let them lay their lights down low for you now. I know they said we'd meet in eternity. Still I wait for you below somehow. Now coming home, you should know I ain't the same. Coming home, forever change. 'Cause there is evil enough in a half-full cup to tempt me towards that deep, dark find. When I believe in love and the things thereof, friends, I know I feel you shine. And I don't know, but I heard that there is more. And I'm uneasy knocking on the door. 'Cause all I asked of you is your better years. And all I know how to do is waste them. And now I laugh and cry at the grand design and mourn all of creation, and mourn all of creation. Thank you. Thank you. It's okay. Everybody's all right. Everybody's okay, right? Good job, everybody, on the group cohesion, though. But nobody be ashamed. It's okay. Did the glass break? Got a little broken glass. Can we briefly give it up for Travis, who owns this place and is sweeping right now? I mean, come on. Wow, that was fast. All right, we got two more. This is the dumb one. We did the sad one, now we'll do the dumb one. It has another sing-alongular component. This is gospel style, so it means I'm going to say something stupid, and then you say something stupid back. I don't know how you do it on Sunday, but that's how I do it. So here's how it goes. I'm going to say this phrase, boy howdy. And when I say the phrase, boy howdy, you're going to say the phrase, hot dog. Okay, so all right, so let's practice it. Most of you know it already, but for those of you that don't, here's your only educational opportunity you get. Come at it like you're mad at it. Here we go. Boy howdy. Ho! Okay, all right, here we go. Them coals are turning bright red, firewood's in the truck bed, river's running low this time of year. Ragweeds on the turnpike, bedrooms, mostly Christmas lights. Sorry, friend, I don't lend tools. Here it comes, boy howdy. Pretty good life, I got a pretty little house, pretty little wife. Lets me fry her catfish twice a week. Well, hot plate, baby went and made a cake and never seen a heaven that did not have a snake. Well, hot plate, baby went and made a cake and never seen a heaven that did not have a snake. The blue jay's a mean-ass bird, ugliest song you've ever heard. Get off my porch, I'll kick your ass. Everything she does is magic. I watch her catch a lizard. Careful or his tail will come right off. Boy, howdy, pretty good life. I got a pretty little house, pretty little wife. Lets me fry her catfish twice a week. Well, swamp rose, sweat stain, get money, make it rain, cold beer, tin can, Cadillac, Mustang. Yeah, swamp rose, sweat stain, get money, make it rain, cold beer, tin can, Cadillac, oh, Mustang. doctor asked me where it hurts. Born to fish, forced to work. Don't let 'em tell you what your broken heart's worth. Fire ant on the sugar trail, tail feathers on a nightingale, arrowheads and bones is all you'll find. Boy, howdy, pretty good life. I got a pretty little house, pretty little wife, lets me wear her underwear anytime I please. Well, she's thick as a forest and a cavalry of bushwhackers, never seen a ball knob her bullets wouldn't scatter. Yeah, she's thick as a forest and a cavalry of bushwhackers, never seen a ball knob her bullets wouldn't scatter. I think my favorite thing about playing in Missouri is that I don't have to explain what a bald knobber was. It's pretty cool that, you know, about like 100 years ago, you guys donned a bunch of silly masks and went out to a bunch of slave owners' houses and like hung them and like shot them and stuff. That was really cool. I really appreciate that. I think it's really important that modern folk songs use that as a euphemism for pecker, you know. We're just trying to carry on a really important anti-racist tradition here, right? Goddamn, I'll be go to hell. This bar's mostly peanut shells. If you drive, we can play pool. Hot pocket, sweet potato pie, Saturday, Sunday rolling by. Take off your pants, let's watch TV. Boy, howdy, pretty good life. I got a pretty little house, pretty big wife. I can't recall my ex-wife's name. Well, the love you lost is right where you left it. All right, gone forever, boy, fuck it, forget it. Yeah, the love you lost is right where you left it. All right, gone forever, boy, go ahead, crack a beer and forget it. Them coals are turning bright red, firewood's in the truck bed, river's running low this time of year. Boy, howdy. Dog. Very well done. Good job. Give yourselves a round of applause. Okay. Friends, if I have been a little long in the tooth, I apologize. If I've run a little long, I sure appreciate your patience. I appreciate you abiding with me. I appreciate you going nowhere. I appreciate you going back to the bar and buying another drink and sticking around all night because we're going to be partying all goddamn night. That said, most of it, this is going to say the rest of it. This has another sing-alongular component. Like I warned you, I've been warning you this whole time. It's going to be sentimental, and if we all do it together, I promise it will feel good. It will continue to feel even better. So it's also very simple. It goes just like this, okay? I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting for angels to carry me back home. I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting for angels to carry me back home. And again, if you're a quiet singer, now's your time to, if you're a bad quiet singer, sing loud now. Everybody else will drown you out, okay? It's a public service, all right? Be the old lady in church that you want to be, okay? All right? She doesn't give a shit. She's wearing a big hat. She's blocking everybody's view of the pastor. All right? She's not even going to cook for lunch. She's just going to make everybody else cook, okay? We can all be that old lady right now, okay? Here we go. Well, I was born on the wide prairie with its wheat so wild and strong. Well, I left my home when I turned 21. Still don't know if I was wrong. 'Cause I know a girl down in southern Illinois has me tangled up like kudzu vines. Yeah, one good look at her white underwear and you can tell she'll never be mine. And friends, to tell you the truth, I miss all the laughs of loving one another like sociopaths. So I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting for angels to carry me back home. Here's us. I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting for angels to carry me back home. And if I was a bird, I would tear up my throat, throwing songs across telephone wires. If I was a dog, I would rattle my chain, let my handlers decide how I live, how I die. Howl at the wind and bite my own tail, and piss on the grass so they'd know who I was. Ask me why I leave a dying trace. It's either for fear or maybe because. Friends, to tell you the truth, I can't go free, and I need the master's leash more than it needs me. So I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting for angels to carry me back home. I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting for angels to carry me back home. And I know that I arrive there once or twice each year when I'm singing with my friends before I leave. I think that I love you and I know that we're dying. Why the fuck should that be what we alternatingly believe? What makes one feel holy makes another feel broke. It's like I'm mostly my hat, like I'm mostly my coat. And that lovers will leave is one thing you can trust. And what we ain't said might still save us. I'll be ashes if you be dust. And to tell you the truth, I think God's here still in a sweet loving wasteland over the hills, where I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting for angels to carry me back home. I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting for angels to carry me back home. I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting for angels to carry me back home. Friends, my name is Willi Carlisle, and I am a folk singer from Northwest Arkansas. Thank you so much for having me. It has been a great pleasure. Stick around for Rock Bottom String Band. This has just been awesome. I want to dedicate this last verse that we're going to sing to Dwayne Mark here. Everybody's going to go, and we don't all go at the right time. Everybody's going to do it, so love the people you love right now, good and hard. Tell somebody that you love them tonight. God damn it. We're going to sing this so loud that all the beer behind the bar cracks open. We got to drink it together. We're going to sing this so loud that a bunch of rich people wake up in the neighborhood that we're sleeping in these massive bungalows, and they think, oh my God, I got to vote for progressive taxation next election, or just start giving this money away. I'd like to take a second before I end to say that Black Lives Matter and that the future is queer and female, and that we're going to ask you for donations at the merch bin, okay? For Texas Choice. Here we go. I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting, I'm waiting for angels to carry me back home. God bless you guys. Have a good night. Let's stick around. Rock Bottom is next. Mr. John Lane on the fiddle and everything else.